Hello, hello, Saggy Joe. So it's been a while. Sorry about that. I'm just really busy these days. Not that much people are listening, but so what? Okay, so I was watching this Abba and Preach video recently, and it's not just them. It's everyone else in the YouTube sphere, and it has something to do with a couple of some entitled douchebags. I'm gonna call them, and let's just get started on it. Well, I'll get started on it as soon as my computer actually decides to work. And
doubling down on the streaming is socially draining more than regular jobs. Blah, blah, blah. Hasan's unhappy.
I canceled on Twitter again, obviously,
really?
as always.
Oh, fuck.
This time it was for me saying that I run out of my social battery after 9.5 hours of streaming in a way that like a real job doesn't.
Oh, God.
And everyone immediately
You
like
never
they
had a real
clicked
job, dumbass.
I did. I worked in sales, so it was like a very social job as well. So I know exactly what like people pleasing looks like, and it's like annoying and awful, right? So I was making a comparison between like my experience as a salesperson versus my experience as a Twitch streamer, and I was like, it's so soul sucking, like it's so soul crushing, and I can't socialize after that, and I feel so bad because I was talking about going to March's house. March had a housewarming party.
all y'all in retail, what do you think about this guy over here? What do you guys think? I'm gonna be honest. I think older women are okay. Don't ignore the recommendations. I don't always agree or watch Ab and Preach, but I do like the content. I think Beast by Nature had the best commentary here. Doctor Disrespect, the best streamer to ever do it. Takes days off during the week, cuts streams short, skips days, etc. It's definitely possible. These other streamers stream as long as they do because they absolutely choose to. And I think that's the best way to sort of go about this is when you're as successful as Hasan on streaming, earning millions of dollars for essentially stealing other people's content, and basically really not doing any work. It's really easy to just go and record a video. It's unbelievably easy, and eventually if you upload enough, the algorithm will bless you and you can get famous. If you just keep the grind, you keep at it, you never know how successful you can be. So I don't want to play the whole video because I'm just going to get aggravated. I work in sales, and people pleasing is not as hard as people make it out to be, because I'm going to tell you, newsflash, most people are pretty reasonable. Even in higher end situations, most people are fucking reasonable, okay? It's not as difficult as people make it out to be in terms of people pleasing. Let's get that out of the way. I'm not saying it is not difficult. I'm just saying on a day-to-day basis, it's pretty reasonable. Yes, you do lose a social battery. That is true. When I come home from work, I don't want to talk to anyone. I just don't. However, that doesn't mean I don't want to hang out with people. That doesn't mean I won't engage in conversation if it's initiated, because I'm not a dick. And Hasan, I'm sorry. Sorry that Daddy's money has been disappointing you. I'm sorry that your $3 million is not enough for you. You keep streaming because you're earning a lot of money, and the more you stream, the more money you earn. That's what it is. It's a money grab. It's proportional. Okay. People who do sales, in defense of them, they have to do it every day, and it is draining. It's not like a nurse, not like a doctor, but it is fucking draining. It is not draining to stream as much as that, because it's a computer, it's a virtual connection. Why it feels like it's draining is probably because you have a persona that you are always trying to uphold, and you're not being authentic. I think that's why streaming is very difficult for you guys, is because you are trying to have a facade, a persona that you're trying to portray. And the streamers who like streaming are A, very reasonable to streaming. They have a work-life balance. B, are naturally how they are. They act, they stream the way they are. And C, right? They also have a fan base that are not insane. When you have a fan base that's reasonable, adult, mature, knows how to have conversations with other people, what is there to lose? I don't know, right? I don't know. I usually auto-generate thumbnails. I don't know if I get copyright strike if I keep using this as the thing, because I don't know if that's gonna be auto. I'll just do this. Maybe this will be my thumbnail. Who cares? Um, it's. I think it boils down to those three things. If you find streaming very difficult, then you're not having a good work-life balance. I understand being a workaholic and everything like that, but that it's not like a job where you don't have as much liberty, because when you stream, you can just not stream. Will it turn violate the terms of your conditions of contract? Who knows? I kind of get it too though, because you're trying to fight algorithm, right? But when you're as big as Hasan, like it shouldn't really be coming from Hasan. If it comes from a small streamer of like 2 or 3 subscribers and you stream, an hour every day when you're on the grind, I can kind of get it. But when you are Hasan Abi, who basically didn't have to work for anything, to be perfectly honest with you, his dad's a multi-millionaire, and somehow people have chosen him to be the voice of socialism when he has not asked his dad or his own wealth. He doesn't really share it. Um, I think you have to be a pretty disgusting person to do something like that, especially when you are going for the moral high ground. I think that it's gross. Like, I think people need to stop being obsessed with being on the moral high ground and just be more accepting of other people's flaws in their thinking, flaws in their opinions, and flaws in who they are. Because, newsflash, you're flawed too. You're gonna make mistakes, and when you hold yourself to a moral high ground, there won't be much ground to be left on. It's a little bit better to be a little lower on the hill, so that when you do fall, it's not gonna be as drastic. I cannot respect the opinion of someone who grew up with a billionaire father. I just can't. And it's very likely that because Hassan speaks English very well, and it's very likely his dad doesn't really understand English very much. So his dad probably doesn't even know what Hassan's up to. I think all the dad cares is that there's numbers, that this guy is not a bum, and he's earning millions of dollars. I think they're good. So I don't know who the other two people are because I live under a rock. I don't even want to talk about Hassan. I just hate this conversation here. But you know what? I think in sales, it can depend, because cultures do depend too, and who your clientele is. Like, in defense to Hassan, because I think I kind of went into it a little bit more than I should have. But in defense for Hassan, I kind of can see where they're coming from. I don't think I've ever had to deal with the clientele he has, so I shouldn't have been so disregarding of his experience. But I think my point still stands. I just don't think sales is a really good. If you want something that will drain your social battery, just be a cashier at McDonald's. That will drain your social battery. And you know what? A lot of those people still want to socialize. Oh, that's another thing I wanted to point out. I think that a lot of people, they're streaming because they're lonely. They want to know that there's a community out there that cares for them. There's people out there, even though it's a parasocial relationship, it's not authentic. They want to feel that love. And before people shit on those streamers, celebrities do it, from local municipal celebrities all the way to your Taylor Swifts and your Brad Pitts. They all have that shit, and it's natural for a lot of people. And streaming is another outlet for that. I mean, Jesus Christ, you have Adrian Chechik and Riley Reid streaming. You know what I mean? Sasha Grey. I mean, they're respectable streamers, right? But man, they got some big assholes. So I don't know. Like, I'm just kind of rambling incoherently, and I'd like to apologize, but I think that's my opinion. Oh, by the way, if you watch Journey Ride Along, very very nice gal. I hope you guys give them a chance. They do some pretty good content, and hopefully you help them grow. All right, that's all I gotta say. Later days.